Welcome back to The Lead. We're continuing with our special focus on former President Jacob Zuma's incarceration. We've told you what it means in terms of business. We spoke to Busima Vuso from Business Leadership South Africa. We've spoken about parole and when he's likely to be released on parole, when he's eligible, and what will actually happen from then on. We've spoken about the different legal approaches by the former president's legal team. Let's now discuss Brand South Africa. So everything else that's been happening over the last couple of days around the former president, what damage did it do to Brand SA? And with this imprisonment now and the supremacy of the law and our constitutional democracy and the rule of law being affirmed, what does it mean for Brand South Africa? Let's bring in a Brand Reputation Management Advisor, Moeng. Mr. Moeng, thank you so much for making time. How important is that imprisonment? Because it means a lot of things. It means the police followed up on the order of the Constitutional Court. Our rule of law and supremacy of the Constitution was affirmed. What does it mean for Brand South Africa?
It's absolutely important. This is a great moment for Brand South Africa. There's no doubt about it, Clement. You know, I am thinking of three different audiences. One is the audience, the coalition of what I call the ethically wounded that had been coalescing around Zuma. All the people who are implicated in state capture and other forms of corruption. The message that they should be getting from this is nobody is beyond the law, is above the law. They too will get their turn. If it can happen to Zuma, it will happen to them. To the rest of South Africans, it also says, the republic, our constitutional democracy has been confirmed. The supremacy of the constitution and the rule of law has been confirmed by the incarceration of Jacob Zuma. It doesn't matter how long he stays in jail. This is really important for South Africa. Three, the global community, including the South Africans in the diaspora around the world who've been looking at this country, wondering where their country is going to, will also get the message that there is still hope. South Africa, the South Africa that many of us signed up for at the dawn of our democracy, can still be saved. This is really, and it doesn't matter how long he stays in jail, but the fact that he was taken to jail is important.
And our brand has taken a beating, hey, for some time now. We've been facing a number of challenges in the country, and perhaps we needed this. It came just at the right moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've taken so much. I think all we want to know, South Africa has been turned into some form of Orwellian animal farm by the eNCA, by the people who've been defending and who continue to defend the indefensible over time. And I think that we all needed to get to a point where we know that at least there's a level or a semblance of equality before the law. And this is it. The South Africans can still believe that it's worth staying here, it's worth fighting for the country. Well, you don't even have to stay here to defend South Africa. Wherever you are in the world, you can still defend Brand South Africa. You can still encourage people to come here, to invest here, because the law really counts and everybody is subjected to it.
Yeah. So obviously, we see how the country's brand is affected when the rule of law is not applied equally or disregarded by the elite and those that are powerful. How difficult then is it for the, let's even mention Brand SA, how difficult has it been for them to go out there, especially even with load shedding and the other challenges that we've been facing? And how easy is it going to be for them to go out there and say, not only when they talk about investment, but even when they want tourists to come to South Africa, to say, we live in a country where no matter who you are, if you are breaking the law or if you don't respect the Constitution and the rule of law, these are the consequences.
Yeah, look, we saw the interview between Bruce Whitfield and Richard Quest of CNN a few years ago when he chastised what they would call Team South Africa in Davos. And he was correct, and he was really harsh, he was correct. We have to be very clear that the world expects a level of predictability in our political policies, in our economic policies. If we live in a country that behaves like a jungle where you never know what's going to be hitting you at any moment, it's very hard to make long-term investments into a country like that. You can't go to a country where you don't know what happens when you get arrested, or what happens when you get when you have to go to a hospital, etc., etc. So what this does is it says to those people, especially the Africans, we our brothers and sisters in the rest of the continent who've been looking at South Africa as a beacon of democratic hope. Some of them have run to this country, running away from the kind of South Africa that we have been becoming. And look, the battle is not over. We mustn't fool ourselves. But this sends a message that South Africa can still stop and say, wait a minute, this is not how we run. This is the way we run. So it's important that these things keep happening. It's important that all those implicated, even Jacob Zuma has still not faced the charges in court that he must still face. This is just a little, taste. But these things are very important for South Africa, for promoting South Africa, for saying to the world, we are very serious about democracy, about policies, about human rights, about the rule of law.
All right. Thank you for coming through. Brand Reputation Management Advisor, Soli Moeng.